Good morning, y'all. Well, it's a nasty day here in my neck of the woods, but I've come up here to the she shed, and I'm going to try to finish quilting this. And you guys just come and hang out. Let me get the. Well, what did I do? I don't want that. Don't want that. Let me get the link pinned. Then I'm going to go build a fire in the wood stove down there. But in case y'all just wanted some company too, I decided to just start this stream and we'll just hang out together. How about that? I may not be chatting a whole lot because I do want to work a little bit, and you guys may want to too. Did I got it all set? Good morning, Virginia. Oh, let me go over to YouTube and pin that link. Gladys, you want to come up here on this panel? I'll go back to where I need to go. All right, I think I've got that link pinned up there. Somebody come up here and monitor the chat while I go build me a fire. Good morning, Joanna. Wasn't that sewing machine block cute? I don't have it up here at this house. I left it down at the other house, but I thought that was cute, and I'm going to make that sewing machine block. Awkward quilter high, going to listen while I'm working. Jackie? She said, Jackie, help your sister out. Surely somebody will come up here. But y'all talk to each other just a minute because I've got to go get it warmed up in here. I hate to run the electric heat all the time because that makes the bill really high up here. So if I build me a fire, I'll save a little bit on expenses up here. So I'm going to be out of the picture. Well, I don't see anybody in the basement. Who have I got? Don Armstrong, Karen Evans. Heard Deb. Nobody wants to come up and visit with me? Keep everybody else company while I work? We all just going to work quietly to ourselves. Boy, that light's bright, ain't it? I'm waiting for somebody to come up in the basement. I'll have to go back and check my fire. I didn't have enough sliverly, those little strips of wood when you split wood, those little thin pieces. I don't think I had hardly enough of them or a piece of pine to get it started. But I'll go back and check. If it don't work, I'll call Terry in a little while and have him bring me some more after he gets through haying cows. Let's see. If I go that way, make that light go away. And everybody just waking up. It's 9:30 here in my neck of the woods. Kindling. Need some more kindling. The other house, I when we split that wood and I stack it, I save all them little kindling pieces too. But up here, I don't have enough of it. One day, I went out in the yard and picked up pine cones and used that to start it. But everything's wet because it rained quite a bit last night here. So everything's wet outside. All right. Until I see somebody up here, I'm going to move back there behind and sew another run on this. I didn't get this done yesterday. I quit it before I got it done. And I'm waiting on a message from a friend that's supposed to bring something I'm buying from her today. If we get it done, if we get our connections made. So I'll have to check my messages. Oop. Good morning, Sheila.
Morning. I just finished breakfast.
We had breakfast a little while ago. Terry's gone to do his haying, and I want to finish this quilt today if I can.
Yeah. Well, I woke up at 6 and I turned TV on for a while, for about an hour. Then I just said, it's too cold to get up. I don't want to get up, So I turned TV off and the lamp off, and I went back to sleep.
But here it's going to be a good day to stay in and do what you want to do, cook or sew or whatever.
But tomorrow is like a high of 24, so today it's going to be like up in the 30s. Okay. So if I got to do anything, I better go do it today.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do that. I got out yesterday. I just went to our little local, but it's a big grocery store here, and just got a few things. So if I don't get back out, it's okay.
Yeah. What I need is some dishwashing liquid. I can cook as anything we want to eat, but I can't get my dishes washed.
Yeah.
Well, I have a little bit, but I think I dumped too much of it in the water when I wash dishes.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, I bought a cheap bottle of stuff at the dollar store here a few weeks ago, and that's awful. It won't even suds up. It's terrible. So.
And I have certain ones that I'm allergic to, and they'll break my hands out. I always just buy Dawn.
Yeah.
And I buy it at Walmart, like the biggest container they have.
Mm-hmm.
And if I try and keep an extra one on hand at all times, so I've got another one if I.
But I'm just wasting your money on that cheap stuff because it don't work at all.
Just like I've run out of toilet paper, so I just went to Dollar General one time and used that here, and you use it up so much quicker. So I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I usually go to Sam's and get that, so. I took the trash out to the corner because we have trash pickup Friday morning. And man, that wind is so cold.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
We've had some snow flurries this morning. It's not snowing right now, but the wind is blowing. When I would come out to the other house to come up here, it was just blowing straight across those flurries.
Oh my gosh. Are you going to be on Mona's Zoom tomorrow?
Probably not the Zoom. Now I want to go to her live this afternoon. I'm just
Okay, I'm gonna try and do her Zoom tomorrow afternoon because I know it's gonna be such bad weather, and
yeah.
as long as I have the internet, even though I have a generator and it'll take over, but even 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 if I have that, internet can still go down
Yeah. Yeah.
because it depends on where their stuff's towers are and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no guarantee of that. So yeah, I'm gonna try this afternoon uh, to do that. The Sunday after church, I'm heading to Shawnee
Okay.
to spend a couple of days with my friend.
Hello, Joanna.
So
Hello. This way you won't be alone.
Did you feel sorry for me?
Well, everybody's like, "Where's Rita?" And it's like,
Well, I told everybody I was going to go see if I could get the fire started. I'm fixing to run back there and check
I
it.
know a couple
And
of new people came on.
I think I'm just going to let you and Sheila chat with chat and each other for a few minutes, if that's okay. Y'all be okay. I'm gonna go check it because
That's
I want to
fine.
get it warmed up here.
I
Okay?
told you eventually I'd pop on.
There you are. I know.
yeah,
I like putting faces with the names sometimes.
yeah, I do too. That kind of helps me.
Yeah.
Should
Not
brush
that I
my
always
hair.
remember, but sometimes, I'm
Well,
still in my night clothes.
yeah,
I
she
hadn't even
was in
got
her
dressed.
in my hair. I think I just pulled it back into a fresh ponytail, a fresh bun. Didn't even brush the face. So, oh well, it is what it is. So
Yeah,
It
if
is.
we waited till everything was perfect, we'd never do anything. You know that?
no.
No. Anyway, I'll be back.
Okay. So, what state
So,
do you live in, Joanna?
I live in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah, I've been in North Carolina for 30 years now.
Have you? Do you live near Francis? Francis, who's on here a lot.
I think she's not too far away, but I can't think of exactly where she
She
is.
lives in. I know her address is Henderson.
Henderson?
Uh huh.
Yeah, that's probably about, I would say, an hour or so from here.
Was it? Yeah.
Look that up.
I know. A couple of days ago, she was saying that they were having a lot of rain.
Oh yeah, we had a bad storm. Oh wait a minute, she's up towards the mountains, so she's about 5 hours.
Is she?
Yeah, because she's up by the North Carolina of the Tennessee border.
Uh huh. And what part of North Carolina are you in?
I'm about 20 minutes from the beach.
Oh, that's wow, way down. I've
Yeah,
I've been to Asheville, North Carolina.
yeah, that's the opposite end of the state.
Yeah,
That's
I've
about.
been there. It's real pretty over there.
It is. It's nice that I can get to the mountains in about 5 6 hours.
Yeah,
But I'm also on the coast where I don't get all the snow, and
yeah. Do you are you a quilter?
I do quilt. Right now I'm working on angels for a friend, but I do some quilting.
Do you have your own long arm?
No, no, it's
I
it's
don't
on the
either.
wish list.
I don't either, but part of the problem is I don't have room for it.
Yeah, yeah. Deb
Because
said I'd have
I
to
need
bust
it.
out a
I
wall.
need to have like one spare bedroom,
Yeah.
whenever relatives or someone comes to spend the night. In the other bedroom, I've taken over in sewing. I got rid
Yeah.
of that trundle bed, and
Well,
it's all in.
sorry,
Uh,
this is Mocha,
okay.
Uh,
one
Uh,
of the uh one of the tribes. Uh-oh. We just kind of messed everything up here. I
okay.
had part of the den back here in my nook. And then about a year ago, Deb said take the whole den. So I'm still
Yeah.
trying to get it arranged.
Yeah. Um, and I've even out in there's a little hallway just before you get to my sewing room. At one end of it, there's all these cabinets, and I've got it all filled up with fabric and stuff. So I've taken it over. So, but there's just not room for a long arm.
Well, I'm thinking more like a Bernina Q20 because you can get it where it's not on a frame.
Uh huh. Uh oh.
What?
With
Uh-oh.
button. Anyway, it's not on
What
a
is
frame,
this?
so you can actually sit and use it.
uh-huh.
Did I go away?
Yeah, you're back now. You were
Sheila,
for a
I
moment.
hit a button.
It was all black, but now
Trying
you
to
can
get myself set here. Maybe I'll be back in a minute.
can see. Are you retired?
Where'd you go?
We see you. I can hear you.
Uh-oh.
So I'm
Jo-
on.
yeah, you're disabled, aren't you, Joanna?
I
Am I?
lost you. You still there, Sheila?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Now she's gone.
You may have to bring her back up. I don't know. How,
She's not there yet. She'll have to get down there so I can bring her back.
I don't know if she'll have to go back through
Yeah,
StreamYard or
yeah.
not.
Here she is now.
I'm sorry. I hit
It's
dog down and I hit a button and
it's
there I
okay.
went. I came
There
back
it
and I couldn't
goes.
see y'all. Anyway, so it's a work in progress and
Yeah.
but we were talking about long arms. I was thinking about someday it's a dream of Bernina Q24 because you can put it in a little space and you can actually sit and long arm. And one of the nice things is it takes regular needles and there's so much you can do with it. In fact, a lady was
Uh-huh.
just saying why she switched from a Gimmel, which is like one of the best, to a
Yeah.
Bernina.
Yeah. Now
Um,
the lady who does my long arm for me, she has that Gimmel,
yeah,
what do you call it?
yeah.
She has that, and in the last year, I'd say she upgraded, and so now she's got this computer stuff attached to it
Mm-hmm.
where she can do all this custom work and
Right.
stuff.
Right. You could do that with the Bernina.
And
Or
her
Candy.
husband does the embroidery work, but she is so reasonable. Now you can't be in a hurry. Like I
Right.
took one the beginning of November, and she said, "You see all these over here," because she was sick for a while and couldn't do them. I said, "No, I'm in no hurry." So she probably had about 30 sitting there that she needs to do. So, but she does like a quilt or a queen size for
Right.
like $65.
That's just amazing.
And she provides the batting and the
Do it for
thread.
that.
I know. And she provides the batting, the thread, and she'll do just a cheap white backing if you want that. But I don't ever ask her to do that. Now, what she does, she just does the quilting. She doesn't square it up. She doesn't do the binding. When I get it, it's got all this extra stuff on it. And
Right.
I bring it home and I square it up and then I do the binding.
Yeah.
But she's local and she's kind of handicapped anyway.
Right.
So, and her husband is like a bus driver during school years, but she has a huge den and she's just taking it over and it's all there. So I like
Well,
to give my business to
my
her.
den's pretty good size, but like we had 2.5 years ago, we had a critter, so everything had to be taken out of this section and put in bins and washed and moved. And
Uh-huh.
I've had 6 surgeries in the last 3 years, so everything's just kind of. And
Mm,
I want to keep creating, so there's only so much time to
yeah.
fix things. And when I'm in a wheelchair after surgery, then I got to move things around to get in and out. And so it's kind of a.
Yeah.
But I'm hoping this winter, no surgeries this year, and I can get
Yeah.
things better.
Yeah. So I just keep giving her my business. Everyone says that is so cheap. That is so cheap. But they have to realize you can't give it to her and say I want it in 6 weeks. It don't
Right,
work that way with her.
right.
And
And
like to do embroidery, like the first quilt I did was for one of my granddaughters. At the last moment, I said, "Can you embroidery and put this quilt is from all my
mm-hmm.
grandkids call me Nanny Gage and put Merry Christmas in the year." And she embroidered that on there for $5.
It
You know,
sounds like she just a lot of it just keeps her going.
Yes, exactly. And it
And
gives her some income.
right, right. And that's what I do. People ask me, well, how much do you want for a bowl koozie? And I go, well, I don't know, just enough to feed my hobby, because I'm
Yeah,
on disability. Uh-oh, ran out of thread. Because I'm on disability and I can't do too much without getting in trouble.
yeah. And
So,
and I don't know if she, like, but I usually pay her in a check, just
yeah.
to her. But I don't know if she has to claim that as income or not. I don't know
Uh, no, not really. I
because
mean,
she doesn't have like a, what is that, LLC or something.
right. She doesn't have it
But
as an official business.
no,
And,
and she doesn't have that. She shouldn't have any. It's just more word of mouth.
right, right. People have asked me, do I have a site or this or that? And I'm like, no. I just, if somebody bumps into me or I know somebody,
Yeah.
then I'll do it.
And if I send it off somewhere, then I've got to do the
Postage.
postage there and back. So I just use her. And then someone asked me, a friend who also is a quilter, she says, well, how much does she charge an inch? So I text her and ask her. She says, oh, I don't charge that way.
Yeah.
So, so
Well, that, a pro, I'm not saying she's not professional, but somebody who has a business would get down to measuring, and
oh, yeah,
sounds like
exactly.
she just keeps it simple.
Exactly.
Angel wings, and I ran out of thread, right?
Oh, those are cute.
Yeah, to go on this lady at Walgreens, this is the back, and it's
Uh huh.
Amazing Grace. Oops.
Uh
And
huh.
then you fold it over like this, and it makes the cloak,
Uh huh.
and you add the head, and then you put
Uh
the wings.
huh.
And so she wants to, and I have all the parts done except for the wings, and then I run out of thread.
Yeah.
So these, I'm catching up on things. That's why, like, I made 20 bowl koozies because people kept asking for them, and I thought, well, I already have 8 that are asked for, so I'll just have some in case somebody wants some and go pick from these.
Yeah.
And I have these already to put together. They're quilted prayer hearts.
Oh, yes, those are cute.
I started with 6-inch strips, 6 by 21-inch
Now,
strips.
I don't know if that's the same thing, but I did look it up one time, and there's a website you can go to. I think there's a pattern. You make them a certain size, and then you just take them out and just put them like out in the public, like in a
Oh
book
yeah, yeah.
or
I've
tree
seen
limb,
that. I was gonna see if I had one. I have one here that
tree
was.
limb, and kind of do that.
I saw that website. I and but this was a shabby fabric, and they turn out like this, and they have a pocket back here.
Mm,
And so shabby fabrics is to put your prayer thoughts or list in, and then
mm-hmm,
but you could put a gift card, and then on the front I put a little
mm,
cross. I got these little baby crosses from Bethlehem that came from olive wood. I didn't use the cheap ones.
yeah,
So the 6-inch strip becomes this, and then it
uh-huh.
gets a backing in a pocket.
Those are cute.
And so these are what's left to put together.
Yeah.
And they've been sitting there for a few months because I
Mm,
had 2 surgeries
mm.
this year, and then my brother lost his toe and emergency. Well, what? I'm on the video. Why don't you come up here? Last time you made me fall out.
Now, Rita is the only person that I've seen that does long arming that they're
Mm.
on the back side. But
Well, I've seen that's because she's using a pantograph.
Okay.
and she's not using a computer. So the
Okay.
pantograph, from my understanding, and Rita can correct me, is this
Okay.
long paper that has a drawing on it, so you
Yes.
can
That's
follow it.
pantograph.
You trace it, and then it puts the design on the quilt. And the room for that on most machines
Oh,
is in the back.
yeah.
And she
Okay.
probably could get a computer fancy thing to put on the front if she wanted it to just run itself.
Yeah. No, she's not going to do that.
Or
And
she could
they're
probably,
so expensive anyway.
yeah, or she could probably stand in the front and freehand it without the extra
Yeah, and
side of,
she does do freehanding also,
yeah.
but she's wanting this chicken.
Oh, it's beautiful. I saw a short video where she
She's
showed
wanting
a
this
piece of it.
chicken one on there.
I saw a short video with a piece of it on there
Yeah,
and a piece of what she had done, and it was
yeah,
absolutely beautiful.
yeah.
This is one of five.
Is it?
His name's Mocha. He's got a bad paw, so
Oh,
he's one of our rescues, and he's one of my glue babies. The other one's in the seat behind me, pushing me out, and the
yeah.
rest are scattered. But you're upset because your brother's in your spot behind my butt, aren't you? And I can't finish this, so I can take it into town if you don't quit. He don't care. This is my out of all of them. He surprised me because he's my Velcro dog. If I have surgery or something like that, he's always there checking on me,
Uh-huh.
taking care of me. We have 3 rescues and
Yeah,
we have 2 Bassets and 3 Dachshunds. And
yeah.
don't ever get your Dachshunds before you get your Bassets, or the Bassets think they're this size. Now, can I go back to finish these 2 sets of wings to put this angel to flight? But I just got a new machine in March.
What did you get?
Bernina 770,
That's what I have.
and I love it. I mean, I had a baby lock Verge,
Uh-huh.
because I needed a new machine when the pandemic hit because
Yeah.
my Singer was working like crap, and so I used the Verge half to death, but it had a problem and should have been sent back, but the dealer wouldn't send it back. Just kept
Mm,
fixing it.
yeah.
And then my brothers found some money that dad left that nobody knew. And so I prayed, and it was like, get a machine. And it's the
Yeah.
biggest thing that I've ever owned. And
Uh,
Phoenix is beautiful.
yeah.
And
Now, during the pandemic, I have a featherweight and I sewed on it. And I had this old Singer that was my
mm,
grandma's. It's a touch and sew. And I had to work on it so much that I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm just going to sell it.
yeah,
We're real cheap. And so I did. So I went and bought a Bernina 470, this little one.
right, right,
Well, now it's my going to sewing retreats that I take
right. Because it's light enough to
because it's so
carry.
light.
Right.
And then I went to sew, yeah. Let's see. This is 24, 23, and October 2022. And I ended up buying a Bernina 770 there. And so it got shipped to me, and so I have it. And I love it.
Oh yeah. I just it's an amazing she's amazing, and I got the cave
Did
because it was
you?
like, well, it was $4,000 off, and then it had $4,000 worth of freebies.
Yeah, I don't mine's not cake, but for
So
what the dealership in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, I live near there,
right,
what they would charge. So yeah, it gave me the same machine. They gave me all of the embroidery stuff to go with it, and like 2 hoops, and a travel case for the embroidery and a travel case for my
right.
machine. So once I got all that, I mean, I just couldn't turn that down.
No, no. I mean, that's an incredible deal, and And
Yeah.
I figure, I just did get a very well loved featherweight for my birthday, which
I
which
have two.
which I'm gonna
Have a
be working
black
on.
one that I bought
Yeah.
and a white one that I got when I was a teenager, like in 1964. And it was at my mom's, and I found it cleaning out her stuff when she passed away, and so I brought it
hmm
home.
Well, I'm happy because you know Phoenix is heavy. She's a beast, the Bernina, to
Uh-huh.
carry. Even though I have the trolley, but to have something like that I can just take if I'm going somewhere, a retreat, or
Yeah.
I haven't done a retreat yet, but going somewhere to just do simple sewing, then
Yeah.
um and it was a dream since I was a kid. My mother didn't teach me to sew.
Mine
In fact,
didn't either.
and she kept saying she was the world's greatest seamstress, and she had machines. She had a machine, but she wouldn't let me touch it. I learned in home ec in
Yeah.
6th grade, and by the first week, she was like, "Well, you take off and do whatever you want." And so I would sneak in because my mom wouldn't let me use her machine, even though she wasn't using it. I would sneak in after hours and use that machine, even in high school.
Yeah.
And she did the same thing with cooking. She, after like the first couple of days, she's like, "You go do whatever you want."
Yeah.
And so at the end of the first semester, I did it for 3 years. I made a baked Alaska from scratch, and the other kids were making Jello and molds.
Yeah.
It was funny,
Yeah.
but it was actually pretty good. And then the second half of the year, you did drafting and woodworking,
Yeah.
which was good. But um, and then I got away from it for a while because I was moving around a lot, and then I came back to it. And like I said, during in at the end of March 2020, you when you needed a machine, you couldn't find one
No. No. Uh-uh.
to save your life, and um, I ended up, and everything's changed. All the mechanics and who's doing the machines has changed dramatically.
Yeah.
And I ended up at a baby lock dealer, and she had the Verge 60% off and had one in stock. And I tried that thing, and I thought, oh my gosh, a sewing machine can do this.
Now my quilter, she has two baby locks, and she wouldn't want to sew on anything else. She loves them.
Yeah, I know people like that, and I know that their dealerships are they buy the name Baby Lock, buy, and then they're free to do whatever they want.
Yeah.
They have no governing like Bernina or Juki.
Yeah.
So this dealer turned out to kind of be very nice on the outside, but when you came right down to it, um,
Yeah.
they weren't doing what they were supposed to do. But the lady kept telling me, and the lady I ended up having to fix it after they retired. And they messed it up right before they went
Mm.
closed the business. She said she hadn't seen that problem in 40 years,
Oh my gosh.
and I had it 4 times in three
Mm.
years. But both ladies said, "I can't believe you did that with a Verge." I didn't know Verge could sew that, and I'm like, well, they say that it's a workhorse, and it was a great machine, and I was set to be a baby lock person,
Mm-hmm.
but that whole shenanigans and then finding out the baby lock won't help you at all if you have a problem or have a problem,
Uh.
or the dealer ends up saying, I'm retiring in a month, you've got 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks to get anything fixed. And this was still a problem, and I took it in, and then they messed up the timing, which
Oh
wasn't
my
even near
goodness.
the problem. And
Mm.
it took me 2.5, almost 3 weeks to find somebody to fix it. And that's when I
Yeah.
found out Baby Lock was like, well, you're on your own. And now that they've retired, we're not going to
Mm.
stand behind.
I have a real good Bernina dealer in town.
Yeah,
Everybody just talks about how great they are.
yeah.
And so I went there, and they weren't pushy at all. and I got a horn cabinet from them,
Oh man.
and they were it was a discontinued type model,
Right.
but it was just what I had been looking for, and so I
Hmm.
got it. I got it from them.
Yeah. Most Bernina dealerships I've been to, they're great people. They're very helpful.
Hmm.
Um, they're just, but you
They're
see,
just not everywhere, though. I mean, some people live far away from them.
that's because you have to hold a standard.
Yeah,
You can't just buy a piece of paper that says you can sell baby locks or
yeah.
sell genomic. With Bernina, you have to hold to a certain standard. You have to go to Bernina University to be a dealer, and you have
I
to
see, Rita.
I'll stop and see what y'all are talking about.
sewing
I,
machine.
That
I
Well,
sewing
don't,
machine.
when I'm back there behind, I hear voices, but I can't understand what you're saying.
oh,
So the
Rita's
reason
hearing
you're on the
voices.
backside is because you're looking at your pantograph, or how's
Yeah,
that work?
yeah, the pantograph and not the sewing, and I'm too short to peek over. So if I run out of bobbin or something, I'm in trouble because I don't see it.
I lost the bobbin race with about that much to go yesterday.
Uh,
On one of those big things, and I was like, I'm so close.
Somebody else is waving at Rita. R.E. Smith.
That's
Oh,
Randy. You remember our Missouri outlaw, Randy?
Yeah, the
yeah.
truck
Yeah.
driver.
Yeah, he's changed his name. Not changed his name, but changed what we see. So,
Yeah, what we see there.
because
I told
he was Missouri outlaw, but now he's back to Randy RE. So,
so these are angel wings, and I have to hand sew them together. And I put them on this. It has an Amazing Grace verse, and you fold it over like this once you get it sewed together, and it makes a cloak. And then you have the wings and the
Isn't that
head
cute?
that will go on here.
oh, those are so sweet. Look at those.
I know. That is so cute.
And the fabric, actually, I have it backwards. This is actually the front, but the fabric I found is like a stained glass.
Oh,
And this
Yeah.
has, I fussy cut this because there's like 4 verses from the Amazing Grace.
Oh, that's pretty.
And so when you fold it like this, which is how it's supposed to be folded, you get the verse on the back, and
okay.
then you get the stained glass on the
That's
front.
right. Oh, yeah.
But I have to hand sew together the felt wings, and then I do a yo-yo felt head with a little bit of padding, and then it'll have a face singing or something like that.
Aren't those
But
cute?
there's a lady in town that wanted 2 or 3 of them, so I've got all the heads done.
What was he saying about I-40? Oh,
I
it's clear.
40, I-40 is clear. There's
Oh, okay. Well, tomorrow it's supposed to be like 100% chance of snow.
Yeah,
it
it's
snowed a
clear
little
right
bit
now.
this morning, but the temperatures keep dropping. It keeps getting colder.
Yeah, our high tomorrow is 24. I'm like, really?
Mm-hmm.
That
And
That's,
probably the wind blowing. Tell them what the wind chill is going to be. Oh,
yeah, I know. So it's like, but it's sunny here right now.
oh, it's not here. Let me show you. I don't
right
know
now,
if y'all can see or not. It's just dreary looking. Can you see?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
Little bit of snow on that little railing out there. Wind's blowing. Can you see the?
yep.
It's a nice, kind of a nasty day here.
What was it?
Yeah.
Are we on Friday? On Wednesday, it was that way. We had winds up to 70 miles an hour in the afternoon for a little while. And
Randy just drove past. Oh,
He didn't wave to you.
he didn't honk.
he did up there above. Remember, he said he's
Yeah.
waving. If he's on I-40, he's pretty close. I'm not.
Wonder
You know,
which way he was heading, east or west.
the other day he was going to head to Fort Smith, but then he broke down and didn't make it.
Oh,
My grandfather went to Oklahoma University.
oh, did he?
Yeah. And my father grew up in Sapulpa.
Yeah.
So I spent many a summer in Sapulpa, Tulsa.
There's
Visiting.
Sarah. I hadn't seen Sarah on here in a long time.
I hadn't in a long time either. We've been missing you, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah.
But her schools were closed yesterday due to snow.
Huh.
Well, far as I know, Jaden went today. She's hoping it'd snow so she wouldn't have to go.
You know, here they're having school, but some of the buses go up into the mountain routes, and they
Yeah.
didn't run up into the mountains. They stayed down in the
Yeah.
lowlands. But
Mm-hmm.
If they even say the word snow here and it's an inch or two, everything closes down.
That's the way it here. It was just typical.
Yeah.
Or I've
It's
seen it with bad thunderstorms, they'll close school an hour or two early.
that's southern for you.
Oh, he's going to Georgia.
Oh, Georgia on my mind.
Yeah.
Vay, you want to come up on the panel and visit with them?
I haven't seen that name. I don't
No.
think.
She raises quail.
Raises quail. Oh, I may have.
We
Yeah.
tried that, and we had 4 out and back, and we went out one day, and one of them was missing, and we looked up, and there was a snake in the top of the cage, and its belly was about that big.
Eating quail.
Chicken snake,
Oh,
but it ate that whole quail.
oh my.
Okay, we're done with the quail. We'll stick with chickens.
She's spending a lot of time with her mom. Yeah.
In Vay is Verna, actually. So
She's busy today.
quail and rabbits. That's right.
Mm.
We did rabbits. for
Well, we
about
had
4 or
rabbits
5
one
years.
time, and we had a Fred. And before we knew it, we had 60 rabbits. But then all at once we had none
Oh,
because they were dressed out.
okay.
No, we
And my
did
kids
rabbit.
my kids loved fried rabbit. They thought they were eating fried chicken.
Hmm. That-
We haven't done rabbits in years, but we did
But
rabbits.
we didn't tell them it was rabbits because
Didn't tell me it was their little white pets.
yeah,
West
and
Wood.
we gave
Way
Fred
west.
to someone else.
They went to freezer camp. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good for you. Rabbit's good for you.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna mute myself.
So anyway, I had some of these projects stacked up, and so
Mm-hmm. It's a good
uh,
winter project to do.
yeah, well, it's like a couple things here, a couple things there, and I thought, well, if I can get these off my plate,
Yeah,
then
I've been working on. In fact, I took 2 quilts to the quilter not too long ago, and I've got another one done. I'm trying to work all this stuff that I've had for about 2 years that I haven't finished, and that's what I'm working on right now. Right now, I'm working on a quilt. The name of it is called Maddie's Quilt, but I'm using Kansas Trouble fabric.
Oh, Kansas Trouble has some beautiful fabric.
And so I'm using it.
Wait a minute. Hang on a minute. Did you knock my crutches on the floor, you goofy dog? Yeah, I have to hop. Hold on a second. Let me see. Okay. Sorry, the dogs knocked knocked my crutches on the floor. I found this on Etsy
Uh-huh.
for $20.23
Uh-huh.
with the whole layer cake. It's a Dan Morris, but it's
Uh-huh.
a beautiful,
Pretty.
yeah, it's a beautiful collection. And like the bee, even the honeybees are like fun because they're
Uh-huh.
not menacing and fat. And then they have the bears.
Yeah.
There's some that are actually sitting. They're not all kind of stiff. But
Yeah.
it's a great collection, and I saw it and I thought this store has this for 60% off. I
That's a
could do
good
it.
buy.
Yeah, I could do a ton of things with this.
Yeah.
So I snagged that
Well,
up.
I love Kansas Trouble fabric. In fact, I bought another fat quarter bundle not too long ago. It's the new one.
Cadence. The
No,
cadence.
not.
I don't always keep up, but
I
yeah,
want to say Gatherings. I don't know if that's it or not.
that could be it.
But
Yeah,
but
when you have favored designers and
yeah,
you run across them like that, I hadn't seen this
yeah,
one before. And Dan Morris, I really like a lot of his stuff, and
yeah.
it's like I shouldn't, but I'm going to.
Well, this one is like a 5-inch square, and then you do a little piece of fabric on each corner.
Snowball.
Snowball. It's a snowball 5-inch block, and then next to it is like a 9 patch.
Okay.
They're like 2.5-inch squares,
Mm-hmm.
and then you just keep continuing that. And there's 12 rows, and I think I'm on like the 10th row. But then
Cool.
I got to go back and sew all the rows, each of them together.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get some of this
So,
piddly stuff that um built up when I had my neck done, and my toe. My brother had his toe, and then I had to go to my mom's memorial, and I came back, and 2 weeks later my sister had surgery. Then a week later he went into congestive heart failure. You know how that goes. That was the summer, and then I had this done in September, and then we had the holidays. So it's like I want to get these things people wanted
yeah.
finished up so
Well, I
that I
have.
can
I'm
work on the
getting
sew along with Rita.
slowly getting back into surgery. The beginning of the year, I had 3 children, 2 girls and a boy. My
Mm,
boy's the youngest, and I'm the closest to him. Well, the beginning of the year, he was diagnosed with congestive heart failure,
yeah.
beginning January. Well, he was found in his home September the 1st, and he had passed away. And so that has just really been so devastating for me and
Yeah.
our family. It's just
It's something I worry about.
unreal.
He's my brother-in-law, but he's kind of the main breadwinner of our little household of three,
Yeah.
and I worry about him. They say that they have him stable, but I worry about that very thing.
Well, the
It's that
cardiologist had dismissed my son in August and
yeah,
said because they did a heart cath,
yeah,
heart muscle looked good, no blockages, so there wasn't anything for them to fix.
yeah.
And then he had a follow up, and then they said in August, well, you don't need to come back unless there's anything else.
Well, I
But
guess
he
there
had
was
COVID.
something.
He had COVID 3 times, so I feel that his heart was
Yeah,
just weakened from COVID.
yeah. I was gonna say that'll beat you up right
And
there.
he was 45.
That's young. That's
Yeah. And he has a 12-year-old daughter,
ah.
Jaden, who lives, she lives about a mile and a half from me.
That's even harder because
Yeah. But she has done really well.
good,
And
good.
she was, I mean, we've sold his house, his car, the truck. I mean, we're closing on his, the last utilities and all of that. So things are coming along.
And at least it seems like she's got good family to try and
Oh yes, yeah. She lives with her mom, and she has an older sister and brother, but they're like out of the house. You know, they're
yeah,
old.
yeah.
But yeah,
Um,
she's doing really good, and she accepted it. You know, really really well.
well, that's good. I mean, it makes it easier when you have good family.
But
Uh,
he had to stay at home as much as he was able to work, about half and half. You know,
mm-hmm.
because he was an FMLA because he just wasn't able to keep working because he was just so exhausted and his blood pressure be sky high and he just had multiple things going on. So
Yeah. I know, good days and bad days, and
Yeah, it is.
I'm like Rita. When I get working, it's like I know it's here somewhere. Where
Yeah,
did I stick it?
I don't know if you've ever watched Mona Did What.
Oh, she cracks me up.
I know she's like, I need to quit straightening stuff up because now I can't find anything.
Right. And then she bumped her head, and oh no, that was Was that her or Tiffany? No,
No, it
that
was
was her
her.
who bumped her head.
I
She
keep
bumped her
teasing
head,
her about head injury.
and then she kept going. I can't see and I can't read, and I kept thinking, well, get out that blooming big magnifying glass you found the other night and use it.
Yeah, that was her mom, but she's got some new glasses ordered. I think that should be in soon.
And see, I can't read or do stuff like this with my glasses on, so I take them off, and then but I can't see far away, like drive without
Mm.
my glasses.
I have
So
to do everything with my glasses on. If I don't have my glasses on, I feel like I'm in a fog. I
no,
can't see very far.
so they're in my pocket. Um, and I really don't want bifocals, so
Oh, I wear trifocals.
I don't want them either. So not yet, anyway.
I didn't either, but
This stupid
I
piece.
retired in November 2017. But a couple years ago, the doctor said, as much computer work as you're doing, you really
Yeah,
need trifocals. So I just said, okay. And I can't really tell a difference between them and bifocals.
yeah.
I can't.
It's yeah. I just I'm not. I guess I'm not there yet because I can take my glasses off to read and do detail work, and then I can use them
Well, I have
to.
been in the bathroom, like say after taking a shower and I need to take my medicine, and I
Yeah.
don't have my glasses on yet. And well, I know what it was moisturizer because I got one that says day and one says night. And I have to really concentrate to see is that day or night on there without my glasses on. But I finally can make it out, but I have to really study it.
Well, at least you didn't do what that silly lady did a year or so ago. She had this heavy duty hairspray, and she ran out, so she decided to use Gorilla Super Strong spray in place of it, thinking it'll be the same
Oh,
thing and it'll hold my hair down and I can just wash it out in a day or two.
ooh.
And after a month of trying, she couldn't get it out, and this guy from California actually flew her out to have surgery to get it out of her hair and save what was left.
Oh no.
And then this stupid guy says, "Oh, she was just faking it. I'll show you." So he put some on the rim of one of those red solo glasses,
Oh,
and he got it stuck to his lip, and they had to cut a piece of his lip
ugh.
out and re-put it on. And he goes, "Well, I guess she wasn't faking it." And I'm like going, you know, who's stupider,
I
the
know.
woman who thought,
Like, Sheila, there's your comments.
Sleeping on the job where there hadn't been anything.
I
You're you're
I
not
can
in the
I
chat, and I
can't
can't see what's happening. Look, you know, scroll
I
out.
can't see the chat
Well, I
from here. I guess
mean,
I'd
just
have to put it
Randy's
on my
been on
phone to
here. He
see the
said he was
chat.
going I-40 to Georgia, and someone else is raising quail and rabbits, and that's been it.
And just the hellos when people come in. Yeah.
Well,
Put some,
Janie, if I just put my glasses on that are laying on the bathroom counter, I wouldn't have that problem. But I'm just too lazy to pick them up. You know.
Well, I can only see it when it comes up here at the top. I can't see it down in the front. I guess I'd have to put my phone on and turn the
Oh,
volume down
well, I'm on my
to see the
iPad.
chat.
That's what I'm on.
I'm on my iPad too, and I have but I can't on the StreamYard. I haven't figured out how to see the chat because when I hit chat, then everybody went away and I can't figure.
Exactly. Then it kind of kicks me out. So if I'm going to do chat, I'll have my phone and I do
Yeah.
it that way.
Well, that's what I'm figuring, but since my hands are busy, I figured somebody be monitoring the chat.
Yeah. Well, if anybody types anything,
I actually, I told Rita I'd jump up here one day for her, and I did.
there you are. I'm proud to see you. I want to just let y'all talk and keep on working. So I apologize for that, but I don't like a whole lot. So
Well,
Well,
I need to do something today. I'm still sitting here, hadn't even got dressed.
uh,
All
yeah.
I've done is fix breakfast. I had some sausage links, those little long link things. I had that, and I fried 2 eggs with it.
I had some Captain Crunch cereal
Okay.
because
Katie
I
Craft says I'm sewing binding on this morning.
wanted to get this done. Oh, binding. Don't talk to me about binding.
I usually do more in the afternoon. That my mornings are kind of lazy.
I usually, my
and
brain and
it's
stuff does,
already almost 10:30, ain't it?
I know it.
my brain usually doesn't get going till about 11, about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Because I'm
Gonna be gone. Morning's gonna be gone before I know it.
okay. Hearts are done. Now I can put these boogers together.
I really need to go put gas in my car. I've got about a fourth of a tank.
Be a good idea.
I'm not ready to trim that yet, but I need to check out these electric scissors here to trim that when I get done with it. On
You
Yeah.
have electric scissors.
they got Texas Angels sent them to me, but I haven't even took them out.
I've never used any.
I haven't either, but I thought when I got done quilting, I would trim that binding and
Yeah.
stuff.
Now, Rita, the other day, I've really been following homesteading with the Zimmermans, and she showed how she made that apron, and I was cringing because she was like, she didn't use a rotary cutter, which, I just compare it to what I would do. I would use a rotary cutter. She's just using scissors, just, scissors to cut it.
Huh.
And then she'd cut a little piece and she'd roll it up. Then she'd cut a little more. Then she'd roll that up.
Huh.
And she learned to sew using no pins. Of course, she comes from a Mennonite background. So
Okay.
she didn't use any pins to keep her fabric straight. But what she did, I mean, she made that apron that she wears with the ruffles on it. And it looked great. And she showed how she did it.
Huh.
But I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
If I did that,
Well,
it'd be a hot mess.
sometimes when those Soya brothers get on there and they start cutting and that kind of thing, you kind of close your eyes a little bit because it's like, the way that they use their rotary cutter or something like that. You go, okay.
Yeah.
But they're a lot younger and
Them rotary cutters make me nervous even now, still to this day, if you're not careful with them, though.
Yeah. I always cover the blade up as soon as I finish before I lay it down.
yeah.
Every time. I just got in that habit.
Well, Charlotte, last night we had thunderstorms and rain, and today we've had snow flurries, and it's still cold out there, and the winds blow. But I don't think it's raining right now. But it's not pretty weather.
No, it's 21 degrees in Oklahoma City, but there's nothing wet on the ground at all, and it's sunny. It's just cold.
Well, blink and the weather will change.
Yeah, because yesterday was a nice day around here, but not now.
Sorry, you got the back of my chair. I use one of these.
I never got one. I never could learn how to use it. And it made me so nervous.
You just hold it like this and you roll it.
It wasn't accurate for me. I tried. It was a mess. I'm no, going back to my OFA.
I watched Rebecca and she did
yeah.
And I watched her 2 or 3 times. And this thing, because I have OFAs and briskers, and this thing is the best thing with my arthritic hands. And I can even use it sitting down because I just take it like this and it just rolls right along.
Yeah.
But you have to get.
My trouble is I don't change my blades often enough, and it gets dull.
I noticed that the other day. It was funny. It was like,
change your blade.
It makes such a difference. I don't know why I don't, but I just keep.
That's pretty. Look at that, Rita.
How pretty! Let me make you. It's like that big. Oh, how pretty. Yeah.
I
Just with the
finished
jelly
the other
roll.
one, but I didn't finish hers. So she's like, last night, she's like, you need to get this quilted. So I said, I'm gonna get the angels done, and
Mm.
then I'll do it. But the dachshunds on this side point in; they
Oh,
face each other,
Okay.
I
Uh-huh.
just now
and
see the little dachshunds.
yeah,
Cute.
and then this side they face in.
Oh, yeah, now I can make them out. At first I didn't. Yeah, but
I was
custom
looking at all the pretty fabrics
fabrics,
and
uh-huh.
not the little dogs.
Yeah, well, I don't recommend doing your keystones with something like that,
Mm-hmm.
but especially for your first one. But
Yeah, that's
the
cute.
back, she said, "Can I put this on the back so I can flip it over?" And I said, "You can put whatever you want on it." She goes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
"Well, back."
yeah.
I said, "Well, it
That's
doesn't
cute.
matter."
It's a cute fabric too.
I
Well,
said,
Susan Munger said she has to use a left-handed rotary cutter.
Huh.
"Well, Martelli makes one. It's blue. They make one of these, and it's blue for
Uh-huh.
left-handed." But but yeah,
I
so
got
that I put
every
the
time I start a new project, I change my needle and it goes so much better.
so now I'm gonna quilt in the ditch all the way around,
Uh-huh.
and then I'll have to bind it. And I finally figured out how to do these.
Yeah.
Took me 3 of them, and the last one was better, and now this one will be even better.
I
Yeah.
need
That's
I
pretty.
need to change sewing machine needles too, Jane. There's a lot of
Yeah.
things that I don't do like I'm supposed to do.
I'm
I'll
thinking
admit.
about ordering some sewing needles on Amazon, but ordering 100 in this little
Yeah,
box like thing they come in. Because I just been getting them at the quilt shop, just the little package.
and they get expensive,
But they don't
especially
last
if you
me all
get
that long.
right,
So
especially if you get Smiths or something
yeah, oh
good.
yeah, I want Smith's
Yeah,
that micro whatever.
Microtex.
Yeah, that one. That's what I use.
Microtex are very good. Sometimes I'll use the quilting ones. I have leather ones because I had to custom make a leather apron for my sister for her
Yeah,
woodworking. Um, I have fleece. But yeah, those Microtex are nice because they just leave a tiny hole and they'll go through almost
yeah.
anything. But
So yeah, I
yeah,
really try to change my needles when I'm starting a new quilt.
needles often, and then cleaning and oiling the machine
Yeah,
before.
I kind of watch Tula Pink and how she cleans hers because she has Bernina, just like we
Yeah,
got.
yeah,
And I've been trying to do that when I'm starting a new project.
right.
I will do all that, and I really think it makes a difference.
Oh, it makes a huge difference.
But if you got a good needle and you got all that fuzz out of there and you've oiled it.
Well, and some of it depends on how much you've done. So, like,
Yeah,
I did those 10, 40 by, well, they're about 38 by 40-inch modesty covers for this lady. And I went ahead and I changed the needle and I cleaned her. But if I'm doing like 2 projects and then I take a break and come back to do
yeah.
little things like this, I'll wait. But yeah, no, those,
And another thing that I did pick up from her, which I hadn't thought about, was don't oil your machine and then just put it away and not sew on it because that oil is sitting there.
right.
Do it on
It's,
the day that you're going to sew quite a bit.
yeah.
So I
I
hadn't even
do it.
thought about that.
I do it when I turn her on. If I'm getting ready to do a project,
Yeah.
then I turn her on. I
But if
clean
I
her.
just do a little something for 30 minutes here
Yeah, no.
and 30 minutes here, I won't oil it that day. But then the next day, when I'm going to do a lot, I'll oil it then, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Before I'm gonna do a good session, I'll clean her. I'll oil her. If not,
Yeah.
she'll beep at you and fuss at you.
But I mean, I can tell because I cleaned and oiled it and put the needle in. Man, that thing was running so smooth.
Running like it was brand new, huh?
I know it. I'm like, man. So
Yeah, she's a good machine. I tell you, I never thought I would have a machine that nice. I like my little featherweight, and I haven't even had time to
Yeah.
really play with her a lot. But I couldn't do those table runners in that old machine I had because it was too small. I mean, I did the last one of these I did a couple weeks ago was 64 inches long, and it was like wrestling a bear.
Yeah.
So I can't imagine. So there's the cloak.
Hi, Linda Price.
Hello,
And
Linda Price. Welcome to our what do we call this? Just chat.
yeah,
Yeah.
probably just
Just
chat.
chat.
And
We
then
work, we sew, or do crafts or whatever, and just talk sometimes. Welcome.
so now we have to put the head on, and then the wings, and it'll have a little hangy thing. Oh, I gotta put its halo on. Forgot about the halo. Thank you.
Oh, it's getting better. The other day I was sitting here in the living room, and I guess I was just having memories of my son when he comes in my house. He would open the door and he'd say, "Anybody home?" And
Mhm,
I'd always say, "Just me," or "Hi," or something.
mhm.
I was just having memories of that.
My sister passed away, well, almost 5 years ago. And I still miss her, but every once in a while I'll drive by the cemetery where she's buried and go to town, and I'll start bawling. Not all the
Yeah,
time, just
yeah,
just every once in a while.
yeah.
But I have to go that way, so I pass there every time I
Yeah.
go someplace. But
Now, I seen, Rita, while you're on here, I seen something on Facebook and it was talking about, oh, Heart Sale
oh, that
Homestead
hard, that
and
hard,
Quilt
yeah,
Shop in Dover.
yeah. Now they're the ones that bought Brenda stuff from the quilt house in Clarksville. And
Okay,
Dover and Russellville are connected towns.
okay.
So that's right.
Yeah, it is hard, but it's part of life and you have to accept it, or if you don't, it can just eat you up.
Yeah.
So you just have to, each day is a new day. You just never know what you're going to get.
Texas Angel, I've got my electric scissors charging over there. I should have done had them on. That's who I got my scissors from, my electric scissors from. She surprised me with them.
Well, I hope they work well for
I
you.
hope they do too. When one more run, and I'm going to use them if they're charged up enough, and I'll take this quilt off.
I saw a pair of old Singer ones for $5 on Facebook.
What town am I in? Charlotte. Actually live in a little town called Hagerville.
Hackerville.
My mail comes out of Clarksville, but I live at Hagerville.
But Hagerville's not far from Clarksville, right?
12 miles, about 12
Oh,
miles.
yeah.
Okay, so there you go. She's got a halo. Almost forgot.
Oh, that's cute.
Uh,
Almost forgot the halo, and I would have been looking at it going,
Yeah.
I've never used any either.
been a long time.
But that Deborah Clutter was just a zipping right along with her electric scissors that one day. And I never thought
I
about
don't
that.
know. I
Cutting
just feel like I'd be afraid to use them. Afraid I'd mess up the fabric.
Well, I'm going to use them on the batting and stuff like that, though, is what I'm planning on doing.
Okay, yeah, for batting. But I
Batting.
just wouldn't want like cutting out for a quilt block or something.
Oh, I wouldn't either. I'll stick with
But I
my
tell
rope.
you, I have two pair. Ginger, I think's the name of them, scissors.
Ginger.
Those things are so sharp. I love using them.
Those are some of the best.
And I'm very protective of them. I've told my granddaughter, I've threatened her, you
Uh,
cannot use them ever. And so I have two or three of these little orange ones, like like Fiskars, like from Walmart, you know. And she
Uh-huh.
cuts the paper and all that, and I'm like, that's fine, you know. That's what these are for.
All right, I'm going to mute
These
myself.
are
So,
gingers.
Yeah.
Do you
ooh,
see how balanced they are?
wow, yeah.
But unless you get them on sale, they're expensive, but they have a lifetime warranty. And if they go dull, you can send them to Ginger and they'll resharpen them,
Yeah.
replace
Hmm.
them.
I've got 2 pairs, and I
And
absolutely love them. And I can tell the difference in them
not
cheap
these.
scissors.
Which one? Oh, these. I love these Gingers. When I have to do the edge of something, they're curved, so you
Yeah.
don't snip what's
Maybe
underneath.
left-handed is more because I don't have as big a market for them as there is right-handed, maybe. But I don't really know.
And somewhere around here, there's a pair of applique scissors by
It's like Gingher.
yeah.
It's
And
the name
like
of them.
these, yeah, Gingher. These were handmade in Italy, and
Hmm.
Yeah.
these I found on Amazon for $15.
Hmm.
That's a
8
good
inch.
buy.
These are like 60 at Joann's,
Yeah.
60 or 65. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I've been wanting a pair of Gingers, so
Yes.
I snapped them up, and I have
I,
them.
Bye,
by
Charlotte.
Charlotte, I think they're the best.
Yeah, well, I agree. Because like you saw when I put them in my hand, how balanced they are.
Yeah.
So if I need to use scissors, because I up until I got the um Martinelli rotary cutter, I cut everything by hand.
Did you?
Yeah, because I couldn't get something like this is an Olfa, and I
Uh-huh.
kept getting like this, and
That's what I use. That's my all-time favorite right there.
it's comfortable. And maybe I'd be better now that I've gotten comfortable with the Martelli
Yeah. And
with
what I love best about it is the feature of how you change the
the
blade.
blade. Yeah.
You just push that up with one finger.
And then I have this one for monster projects. Most of these I got like
I don't have 60 mil. I just have 45s.
there's an 18 here somewhere because and
And I've
it's
got a little bitty one, but I haven't
have
really
you
used
seen
it
these
yet.
look at how small this puppy is.
I know, but I haven't really used it yet.
No, I not for much. But I tried, several things. And people gave me several different kinds, and I finally gave up and bought the Martelli and thought I
Yeah.
really am comfortable using this,
I,
and
I
it
just,
worked well for me. And
you just
everybody's
have
got
to
to.
find out what works for you.
As I was going to say, you have to figure out what's comfortable
Yeah.
for you.
And what will work for you.
Exactly.
And I think once you get used to one thing, it's really hard for your brain to switch to something else.
Yep, it is. It is. Um, and there's so many. In the market, there's so many different kinds. And
Yeah.
that's why I'll say this worked really good for me. And if you're stuck with your rotary cutter, give it a try. But those Alpha with the quick change blades, I
Mm,
understand completely why they're so popular.
yeah. It does make me kind of nervous in the past of changing blades because, those things are just so sharp,
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
but that's what they're made for. And you just
Well,
have
you
to
just have
respect
to
them.
take your time, make sure there aren't distractions. Well, shoot,
Hmm.
and my sister in July of 20, what was that? 2020. She dropped the blade out of a Ninja blender,
Mm,
and they have 6 blades that are sharp.
yeah.
Yeah, well, she didn't remember that they're not attached, so she went to get the last drop, which was ridiculous, a margarita. And I said, that's not. And then I was standing in a pool of blood. And she
Ooh.
said, what were you going to say? And I said, that's not a good idea. Eight
Oh my
stitches,
gosh. Mm.
8 stitches in a bottle of glue.
Now
Unfortunately,
before I had laid my rotor cutter down, but I hadn't closed it.
Right.
And I was doing something with one hand, my other hand, I just kind of laid it over there. And I
And you
had these
nicked it.
two tiny, tiny, tiny nicks on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, so I now, if I'm just going to lay it down for a minute, I still close it.
Yeah, because it's so easy if,
I
like,
know.
all of a sudden your fabric's slipping and you go to push something, you can push up
Yeah.
against it. And I told, and my sister was so upset, and I said, "Listen, you did not intend to
Mm-hmm.
drop that. You were thinking like we grew up. You were thinking about the fact that they were a fixed blade. You know, because growing up,
Yeah.
your blenders were fixed."
Yeah.
And fortunately, only two of the blades got me, and one needed 7 or 8 stitches down by my
Ooh.
big toe, and the other one needed
Ooh.
a bottle of human super glue. So now I call it the foot killer, and I remind
Mm.
her to be careful. And we laugh. I mean,
Yeah.
it just tells a story. But those, yeah.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't trade my Ninja's a great blender. No crap. Yeah.
Well, Rita looked like she's getting close to being done on the quilting part.
That's good. All right, one done, Angel. Except for the
Those
face.
are so cute.
Except for the face. And then what's nice is I work real hard to stitch it so you can pretty much see the verses.
Yeah.
Some are harder than others, and if you look
Oh, those
real
are so
close here,
cute. And
there's
I
a
love
hidden
that stained
there's a hidden angel in the stained glass underneath
fabric,
the ball. If you
Mm-hmm.
cut it a certain way, most people don't notice it. It almost looks like there's an angel right here at the bottom, hidden in the stained glass.
Oh,
I was looking for something stained glass to put with them because I did 35 of them for my Sunday school class,
yeah.
the Yas Young at Heart choir. It's over 60 choir, and so I had to do 27, I think, and then a little bit extras. Anyway, I did all of them, and I kept looking for something that would go nice with this fabric I found in a bin,
Mm-hmm.
and I found a scrap of this, and I ended up having to go an hour and a half to get some because Joanne's here didn't have it,
Mm-hmm.
and fortunately it was Christmas, and so I got it for about $2 a yard,
Yeah.
and so I bought up what they had left
Goodbye.
because they're not making it anymore. So when it's done, I'll have to find a new thing.
Yeah.
But it was enough to do the angels and have a little left over. And this real nice lady that takes pretty good care of me at the pharmacy, she was like, I love angels. And so I showed her, and she says, I want one. And then she says, I want to take one to my friend in the nursing home. And I said, okay. I said, I'll
Yeah.
fix you up.
Yeah.
Um, See, like this isn't quite as centered as I wanted it to be, but
Yeah.
it's gonna have to do.
Yeah. I mean, it still looks good.
It's almost time for me to take my arthritic biologic for the month. It's gonna have to do. I take shots for my psoriatic arthritis and they help a lot, but right now they have me on once a month regimen. So the
Yeah.
last week is like, ugh. Oh, come on, I had another
Well, when
string.
Rita comes back on here, I'm gonna have to go. I'm gonna have to get up and do something
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go pretty soon
because
too.
I really need to get in my car and go fill it up with gas.
I guess I
Because I
only
don't want to
have.
get out tomorrow with it 100% chance of snow.
No, no, nope, you don't. Nope, nope, nope.
And
Come
I
on.
don't have to get gas in
Yeah.
church clothes and stuff Sunday morning that early either. So.
So, like, I did these and I didn't finish them. I did these combinations at first to try them out.
Uh huh.
So
Yeah.
you can do, this is a pearlescent. So you can do lots of different. combinations.
Yeah.
I had found the Amazing Grace and was like, do I need that? And then on the way home, I thought, oh, that'd be nice for the choir. So I bought it thinking I'd do mug rugs. And about the time I sat down to do it, Shabby Fabrics popped up and was like, look at these angels you can make. I'm like, now there
Mm,
you go. And for them, I embroidered the bottom
yeah.
with Young at Heart 2020.
I'll be back in just a minute. I'm gonna go get something and show
Yep.
you that I did from Shabby Fabrics because I was going to this quilt retreat at the last
Right.
minute, and then I got the list of what we need to take, and it said that everybody brings a small gift to
Uh-huh.
share. So you ended up with about 15 or 16 different things to bring home. You know.
Well, that's nice.
So I'm like, oh crap, I got to find something quick. Uh oh.
Sheila fall out of her chair.
I
No,
did.
she went to get something.
I went to get
There,
something, and there,
I think
there
you
there,
you
saw
are.
this, but I finished
and
one
there it
except for
went.
the face. And now I'm trying to find the.
I'm back. Okay. I made these little things,
They're like,
like
are those
coaster,
coasters?
and then this is the back of it.
That's nice. Are
But
those
but
the ones
this,
you can slip the glass in the
Hmm.
pocket or?
no, not really. But the
Okay,
way
yeah.
you do it, then you turn it inside out, and then this is what you end up with.
That's
But I
beautiful.
watched a tutorial from
Yeah,
Shabby Fabrics on how to do that.
yeah.
I
She's got some nice
I needed
tutorials.
something quick, to do. So,
Quick to get you out of hot water.
and everybody loved them. But I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't really have time to go to a quilt shop and look for something, and plus the cost of it, and I
Right.
need 15 of them. But then, and we all either bought a bag or any simple bag brought it, and so I got that done. So everybody would go around in a bag and drop whatever you brought.
Whatever you brought.
And then we played this game so you don't know which bag you're going to end up with.
Ah, okay.
And but you get like 15, and people had some real neat ideas of things that they made.
Yeah.
I was just amazed, but I came up with something quick when you
Well,
got 15 of them.
sometimes those quick ideas are great. I don't have one, but I make jar grippers,
Yeah.
and I use two. For the small ones, I use 5 inch. For the big ones, I use 6 inch, and I use two pieces of fabric and the rubber shelf lining, and I get it on
Hmm.
the 100 inches at Joann's. The
Yeah.
rubber shelf lining, but they're really nice because they have fabric that protects your hand when you're going to take the jar off. And you
Yeah.
and the little ones you can put in your pocket to do water bottles or prescription bottles or little things.
Uh-huh.
And when you throw them on your counter, they look nice. You don't just have a piece of rubber sitting on your counter. You have some, but they take
Yeah.
10 minutes or so to put together.
Well, one of my friends, she did a bow cozy that she gave everybody. And so that was nice because I have made them for my kids, like for OU and OSU and all that,
Right.
and gave them out at Christmas. But I don't have one. I gave them all away.
Yeah,
So I've got this one, that she made.
that's nice.
So I'm glad to have one.
I did something new when I made bowl koozies this time. I made plate koozies. And they actually work really well, and it's pretty much the same principle except you use a smaller dart.
Yeah.
And they
Well, I
actually,
just finished trimming it, but I got it.
oh, it's beautiful. I really like
I'm
your choice of.
gonna show you.
So you got it. All righty. I
I
see
love
it.
the chickens.
seeing if the chickens show up. Do they show up?
Yes.
Yes, right there. I see the beak. Right there.
Right there. Yeah. Well, right
Right
here's
there.
one.
Where your thumb is. Yeah. I can
Yeah.
see it. Yeah,
You
it looks
showed
real
one on a.
good.
You showed it on a short,
Yeah, I
and I
did.
thought that was so cool.
Now, Rita, when I get my quilt back from the lady I use, she doesn't trim all around the sides of it, you know. And some of it'll be like 5 or 6
Oh
inches,
yeah, it's
you
enough
know.
to make to use for scrappy quilts. Yeah.
And so I've kept all those.
I still haven't measured it, but this is about a queen size.
Yeah, it looks like about a queen size. Well, I'm gonna have to go and get up and get something done. I really need to go get gas. I have gas in my car.
Yeah, you've said something about getting gas.
I know. So I need to go.
I appreciate you being here. Because
Yeah, it's good.
I wanted to be back there, and I just thought somebody might want to chat a minute. So I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you again probably on Mona's this afternoon, Sheila.
It was good chatting with you, Sheila.
Nice
And
to
look,
meet you.
this one's done. This one's done. They just need a face and some blush, and I could take them.
No, see, and
Yeah.
those are so. Those are so cute,
So
and you
what
got something done too. Yeah.
Yes, I did,
time?
because I needed to do the wing.
Isn't it 12 o'clock our time, Sheila? 12 o'clock Central. I think that's right.
Oh my gosh, I've only got an hour. I can't get anything done. An hour. I'm dread.
I'll put
I
eyes
go.
and a mouth.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Tina.
And
Nice
then I'll
meeting
have
you.
Nice meeting you too, ma'am.
Love your angels.
Thank you. And then it'll have blush. It'll have a little blush for cheeks,
Blush. Oh yeah, make
and
it.
then just little eyes and a singing or but so
That
yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, let me tell Sue. I'm not putting that on my bed. I've got a plan for it.
it's
I
beautiful.
plan on sending it away, far away,
Far
up
away.
north, up north,
Up.
for somebody's birthday that we all know that y'all that come on here. So I'm gonna take it. Well, you talk to him. I'm gonna take this someplace else to trim a little more on it. You want to read the chat to him? Does Sandra know the secret? I think Sandra knows the secret. I'm trying to. Well, where'd you go? Joanna left me. I have a hard time keeping secrets. Do you know that? I tell.
Susan, I appreciate the comment. Sorry, Rita.
That's okay. It's all right.
I got kicked out. The phone rang, and it kicked me out, and I don't know how to do it. Just went blank.
Blank. Okay. Just when it does that, just pop back on here. I'm gonna find me another place to do some more trimming. So you just.
Yep, I'm finishing up here. Susan, I was telling her that I found this fabric, which is Amazing Grace. So then I found stained glass to go with it. But you can use, and Shabby Fabrics has a really good tutorial, but you can use any combinations. These are the first ones I tried, was with this. I even made this wildflower one and just didn't finish it of all the things. So I just happened to find this Amazing Grace fabric in the 559 bin, scratched my head, and then I thought, oh, when on the way home I thought, oh, I should go get some of that and make something for choir for Christmas for 2022. And I was gonna make mug rugs, and then I saw Shabby Fabrics had this tutorial, and so I made like 32 of them. And but this lady at my pharmacy who takes good care of me wanted a couple, so had to do the wings and poor Rita's left me up here by myself driving the boat, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm a first timer. I'm gonna crawl under here. Try not to lose my balance because you do use a little hot glue with this. Try not to get. So I have these to sew together, and I have heads and bodies for 3 more, but I'm not gonna do those this morning because I gotta finish up here pretty soon and get into town before the weather gets messy. But I better wait for Rita to come back so you don't end up by yourselves. So you've got somebody who hasn't done this before entertaining you. That's scary, isn't it? I have blush, and I have my pen, and we'll grab a scrap. Oh, Rita's back, yay.
It's okay. It's okay. I thought I heard you say when Rita comes back. So
No, I'm gonna have to go pretty soon after I get
oh,
their faces on, but I didn't want to leave
okay.
everybody. And I
Yeah,
said, please sit
I'm
next to
probably gonna
Newbie.
I'm probably gonna leave here in a minute too and go back to the other house. It's 11. I'll have to go down there and get some lunch in a few minutes. Won't be
Well,
long.
I was thinking you left this whole thing in the hands of a newbie to entertain them,
Well,
and I've never done this kind of
I'll
thing
tell you
before.
what, it's hard sometimes, and I'm not a talker, so I like it when other people come up and do the talking, and I just do my things and go.
Oh, I'm a talker. I'm an extrovert. Sister would tell you.
I think you've done a good job up here. You'll have to come back and visit with us for sure, okay?
Oh, yes, ma'am. All right, so there's a face.
You
So she's
there,
singing.
there. Now I'm gonna go back in the other room. You just show them. You show them your angels.
So you go back wherever you're going. I'm just putting faces on. I don't know why she made me big. That's scary. I'm just putting the faces on the angels, and so I'm gonna make them sing. And I don't always do the best with the mouths. And then I put a little blush on their cheeks, and then they're done. So I just get some blush from. But if you want to know how to make them, go buy Shabby Fabrics. They've got a nice tutorial. Free pattern, free tutorial. Do a little sewing, little hot gluing. Oh, I believe Texas Angel that angels are real. I do. I agree with you. Give her some rosy cheeks. Thankful for the dollar store and cheap blush, because it makes a perfect effect. And I would not want to pay a lot for blush because look at this face. I don't use it. Rita left me big and left me here by myself.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm gonna show them I got the blush on there and I got the faces on. I just thought that they might get scared. All right, it's done. So it has
Those
the blush and the face. So
those are so cute.
and what I was telling them is you can use any fabric. I just happened to find this Amazing Grace fabric
Right.
in the 559 bin
Yeah.
and came up with it. And you do sewing for this part. And what she doesn't tell you is I use gold thread to do a top stitch. She doesn't do a top stitch, but I
Okay.
like the added.
Yeah, and being in the gold just dresses it up too.
Right. And then the rest is a little bit of hand sewing and hot glue and Dollar Tree blush.
Mm.
But I've tried it with other fabrics and they look good, but the Amazing Grace just makes it special. And you can, if you don't want them singing and you want them just smiling, or you can do that. But they're done. So I'm happy because then I can take the bold koozies and these and those stupid modesty cloths. Okay, Lord, they're not stupid, but They gave me trouble. So these go in here. Oh, wrong bags. See, I'm doing a read. I'm digging around, got things squirreled around. And then I get to work on that big monstrous table runner for Deb. Finish it. So hopefully I've been able to entertain you. Had a nice chat with
with
Rowena.
with Sheila, you and Sheila, yeah, y'all had a good chat.
Yeah, we did. Hopefully we kept everybody entertained. I got my nails done. Rita's got her quilt.
I got it off the machine. Got to get ready to find some binding to put on it. And it's scrappy, so I'm just gonna find some kind of pretty binding to put on it.
Rita, I'm gonna have to send you the pattern for this.
Okay, okay.
But this makes a bag holder for your plastic bags, but it's a
Okay.
chicken. So here's the comb.
Oh, a chicken.
It
Okay.
makes a chicken. So here's the comb. Here's the beak. Here's the wattle.
Okay.
And I don't know where my purple ones are, but here's the wings.
Okay.
And then when you get all the pieces put in, then it has elastic in the bottom, so it hangs up by its feet.
That's feet. Okay.
You have your feet here.
Okay.
You put them in the bottom here, and you put a ribbon around the 2 feet, and you hang it up, and you put the bags in the butt of the chicken.
Okay.
Stuff. They're actually very cute. And I had one that was almost done that's purple. Oh, here it is. Okay, so this one.
I'm gonna make you big because I want to see that. Oh, look at that.
And then it has the stuffed wings, and then I'll have elastic in here, and
yeah.
then you add the legs after you put the elastic in, and then you hang it up by the 2 legs.
Okay.
Like this.
Like that, yeah. I get it. Yeah.
You put the bags in its butt.
Uh-huh.
But I like it better than a tube.
Yeah.
And I found it in the pattern in German for free, and so then I translated it and just kind of work.
Oh, okay.
But I thought you'd like that because it's
that cute. I like the chicken theme. I like the chicken stuff. I like a lot of stuff. But
oh, you're not allowed. Oh, I was gonna show you this. I don't know if you saw this fat quarter bundle. It's
Maggie. Well, that's pretty. Honeybees and honey and sunflowers, bears.
Look,
that's pretty.
for right now, it's 60% off on Etsy.
Oh, okay.
I think I paid $23 for this whole fat quarter. Layer cake.
Layer cake. That's
but
good.
It's a beautiful. It's prettier than I thought. Because it's most layer cakes you get like some designs you like and you end up with a handful that. But this one, I like the bears. The bears come in they come in, and then you have the honeycombs. But anyway, I thought you might like that being farm-like.
Yeah, that's cute. That's pretty.
But yeah, it's a really nice
Mm-hmm.
layer cake.
All them pieces are nice. There's always 2 or 3 that are white or no color to them that you have to pick out sometimes.
But this one, I actually like pretty much all the designs. A lot of times I get a layer cake and I like all but 4 or 5 of them because they're either white or they're just this. There's this one called Saber the Nomad, and it had like 3 different types of paisley, and they were odd. And it's like I love the rest of the layer cake, but it's like, what do I do with these oddballs here?
Mm-hmm.
But this one, and I had never seen it before. I was looking for some turtle fabric. I needed some turtle fabric by this designer, and I ran across this Etsy shop that's closing.
You're gonna make something with turtles though? What are you
Yeah,
making with?
see, I have this turtle fabric,
Okay.
and I had made a bowl koozie out of it, and out of that's the nomad. What is the other one? And out of this by the same designer, out of my favorite, which is the seahorses.
Uh-huh.
And I want to use this in some kind of quilt, but I the lady wanted the turtle bowl koozie, and I realized I only had this piece, and so I had to go searching for it so I
Uh-huh.
could find some more, and I found some more. But when I was searching for it, of course, you run across stuff like this
Yes, yeah.
that's 60% off, and you go
There,
for it.
there's so many of the fabrics I love. If I bought everything I seen I loved, and I still have too many as it is.
Oh,
And
you are not.
if I love them when they're on sale,
Yeah, yeah, you're not alone. But I really like the seahorses, but I like the turtle. And they printed the turtle in this background, but it's almost impossible
hmm.
to find. But the gold's not bad.
Uh,
But I have a thing about dogs and sea creatures and chickens. I have a whole section of the shelf that says chicken fabric hiding
uh,
back. And then you sent me on a search for that chicken fabric that you made the skirt out of. I didn't realize that they made that in black.
hmm.
You made your
Oh, that
granddaughter,
okay, yeah, that one, that the granddaughter, yeah, that I sewed
right,
on the bottom of that T-shirt.
right. But I didn't know that they made this with a black background.
Black, okay.
So I found one place that had a yard and a half, one.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I went into my local quilt shop, they had that black fabric with the chickens on it that you use for your granddaughter. They had it for $5.99 a yard
Oh, that's
because they
pretty
were
good.
getting rid of it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's been 2 or 3 years ago. I bought
right,
that, and I
right.
think it was connecting threads. I think because I went looking for chicken fabric and found that, so that's why
Well,
I
I
ended up with
found
it.
this at an LQS and they only had it in the white.
Right. Okay. The
And
white's pretty though.
it is. But I also like the black because I can do key lanyards and bowl koozies and stuff, and it doesn't get dirty. Or I can
Texas Angel. I wish I could share my pick my hot chocolate whipped cream on top, drizzle with
oh
Hershey
gosh.
chocolate syrup. Now I'm gonna have to go home and make me some hot chocolate. At least put marshmallows on it.
That give me a migraine, but it might be worth it at this point. But yeah. So yeah, no, I couldn't do everything, but the problem is when you have certain designers that you really like,
Yeah.
all of a sudden you see something and you go, ugh, haven't seen that before. And like this is an older. I think this is 2022. Dan Morris put this out, so this is you're finding the.
Mm-hmm.
But to find it for 60% off, I wouldn't have gotten a layer cake for the price they're charging if it was regular. I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
afford it. Um, in fact, I do bowl koozies and things like that to feed my hobby.
Mm-hmm. Hello, June.
Okay, so I'm gonna step off of here and get ready to go to town. You are pushing me. This is the other thing, and he was pushing me up
Ah,
the
it's
stairs.
cute. What's its name?
Munchie,
Muncie?
Munchie, M-U-N.
Munchie. Munchie. Hello, Munchie. Hello,
He,
Munchie.
but he behind me. He and Mocha fight for behind me on my chair where I sit to in my nook to sew and craft. And then they start crawling into a ball, and then I have about 2 inches of my butt on the chair. So I either have to kick them off or move them. The rest are over here.
Hmm.
I guess I got used to just using this small part of the den. I put a new cutting table on the other side of my desk where my my current sewing machine is, and I have that space over there, but it isn't all fixed up. It's a mess, is what it
I,
is.
Oh, I've got my sewing's a mess every place. I got stuff scattered from. I think I filled 2 houses with my sewing junk.
Well, my sister comes in and she goes, "You know how to pack and hide things, don't you?" And I said, "Yeah, I do." I mean,
Do you do
that's
you
one
live? Oh,
that's
that's a
one
bunch of
show.
stuff. Do you live by yourself? Or you
No, no, I live with my adopted sister and her husband.
okay? All right.
So we take care of each other, and she now has Louis body
Okay.
dementia. So we kind of take care of each other, and
Well, that's good.
yeah, yeah.
I didn't know if you was by yourself and you could just do whatever you wanted to in your own place, or if you had to share your space.
Well, I kind of did. This space was mine. This back half of the den, and then about a year ago or so, she says, "Take the rest of the den. I don't want it." And I'm
Uh,
like, "Okay." So I have the rest of this big area of the den, and I can do whatever I want in
that's
it. But
good.
when you have to rearrange to get a wheelchair in so you can navigate, then things get piled up.
Yeah. Now,
When
you're in a wheelchair?
um right now I'm crutch dependent, but I have to use a wheelchair part time.
Because and you're the one that don't have the leg, right?
I use these. Oops, I'm
Okay.
not done
Because
now.
sometimes I have a hard time keeping all you ladies straight. Who tells me what? And I
No,
apologize for that, but
no, that's fine. But like when I had my neck surgery, I wasn't required to, but I spent 2 or 3 weeks after surgery using my chair because
hmm
I figured it'd be easier because I wouldn't be on my shoulders straining my neck even though. But when I had my collarbone fixed in November of 2020 and that cyst taken out, I spent 4 months, 4.5 months in a chair. And
mm,
3 of them, I couldn't use my dominant arm. I could just
uh,
use my fingertips. So
uh,
sometimes I had shoulder surgery in March. I was required to be in my chair full time for 5, 6 weeks before he
mhm,
let me up. So, but I do use, particularly in the kitchen, I do use a chair because wear and tear.
yeah,
Got to preserve what I have left because
yeah.
25 years on crutches.
Mm. So you've been on crutches that many years.
1999,
Mm.
I injured my knee, and it was a simple injury. And the guy here, who's supposed to be the best knee guy, destroyed my knee in 3 months. Left me with nerve damage. I'm
Oh
trying to
no.
find a way to get out of the sun for you in the background. Left me with permanent nerve damage. Anyway, I did 5 surgeries at Duke, which is a big hospital worldwide. And here, it's
Huh.
about 3.5 hours away. We did 5 surgeries in 2 years trying to save
Oh
the leg,
my.
and then they finally said, take it off and get mobility or drag it around.
Uh,
So that
oh,
was May of 2001.
huh.
So that was, so what are we, 23 years almost? But
Mhm.
that has put wear and tear on everything else. Um, so that's part of the, and then like I rolled over in my sleep and I dislocated my collarbone,
Oh
which
no.
is never happens. It's like there's like less than a 1% chance that you'll do that with this collarbone. You usually have to run into something or have a car accident, but I managed to do it. And then we had COVID, so
Mm-hmm.
they put the surgery off, and then my mom passed, and so the surgery got put off, and then my brother couldn't take me up to Chapel Hill. So finally, about a year later, when I got it done, I had a 3-inch cyst that had grown underneath in my chest.
Oh no.
It was supposed to take an hour, and it took 4.
Hmm. And Texas
And
Angel says, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry you went through that."
yeah,
Uh,
well, God has a purpose, and I know God could have healed my leg, and God could have restored my leg, but God said there were other things He wanted to do, and so I said, okay, if that's your will, then that's what I'll do. Um, and I knew I'd have to have my hip fixed, but I
mhm.
didn't know I'd have to have these 5 other things fixed.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping 2024 we don't have anything because this was 41.
Huh.
41 and 58 years. So I've been doing this since I was 14 months old.
Huh.
Quit pushing me out here.
June Hanson said hugs for you.
Thank you. Well, God
Oh,
keeps me going, and part of what keeps me going is crafting.
crafting. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Crafting and baking. I'm a jack of many trades, master of
Yeah.
none. Cooking, baking, but crafting because I can sit and do a lot of it.
And I love these YouTube chats where we can chat without having to go out in public or anything.
Oh, I know.
I love it.
I know. I
And I
look forward to your lives because I'll put them on and I'll be working on something and I'll listen to the ladies and I'll tell Deb I kept my promise and then I popped up on Rita's.
yes, and I want you to promise to come back.
Oh,
You
yes, ma'am.
You will.
Because I'm off and I'm trying to get these little projects finished that people wanted so that I can work on my
Yeah.
the blog.
And I want us to do more of these lives where we're kind of up here, but we can just kind of work too, get something done. Because I tell you, if you sit and talk for 2 hours, you don't get nothing done.
No, and I'm pretty good though at working and talking.
Hello, Jeffrey Boy. Welcome in. We're not going to be here too much longer because I want to get some lunch, and you're gonna pop in over at Mona's after a while too.
Oh, I'll probably pop in and say hello, but I've got to go to town before the weather gets bad.
Oh yeah,
and deliver the angels and these modesty cloths to my medical assistant, and bowl koozies to another nurse at another.
Well, you've got a lot of stops to make then.
Yeah, I have 3 or 4.
Yeah, do you drive with your?
Yeah, I drive left-footed. But today my brother's off work. My brother-in-law's off work and he's home, so I'll make him sweat me. He's had a good rest, and he said he'd take me in, so then I get a break. And
yeah, that'd be good.
He drives, and then two of the fur children can go. Moji and Mocha, they prefer to go if I'm going out with somebody, so I try and do that. But yeah, no, I drive. I do errands. Sometimes I have to take care of the whole house and get groceries and stuff like that. So I forgot I had this over here. Better put it over there before I lose it.
Oh.
But yeah. My sister, an hour before I had this surgery in Chapel Hill, which is 3.5, 4 hours away, my sister fell off the back porch. She just didn't tell me it was off the back porch when I was in recovery. And so I got home, and 3 days later, she was 70% down. And 2 weeks later, she was 100% down for almost a year. So,
well, there's. Let me say hello to Carrie. Hello, Carrie. Did you just get up?
So I'm gonna pop off of here. Thank you, ma'am.
Oh, we'll see you again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll pop up again. This is
be safe and warm out running your errands. So
yes, ma'am.
Oh.
I like the chicken pattern that you put on there.
Oh yeah, I do too. I think it's kind of cute, kind of whimsical. I'm a whimsical type person. I think I like whimsical stuff.
Well, I like things that are different and that aren't like necessarily always what are expected. And it's not a bad thing to do. All right, you guys have a good day.
Bye. See you later.
Bye.
And Carrie, goodbye. Yeah, she's the angel lady, and she makes angels. Isn't that sweet? They were so cute. Well, I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to leave. I'm going to get off here and go take care of my husband. So I still haven't heard from my friend that was going to come and we were going to do stuff today. I'll go check my messages and see about that. So I'll see all y'all later. Bye now. I'm going to end the stream.